From the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the CyberHub Podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CyberHub Podcast. We're a few minutes behind schedule here this morning on our live show, and I do apologize. We're planning on pre-recording. I'm doing it live. It is what it is. Let's get into this morning's show because we've got a lot to cover in very little time to get you to where you need to be. So a lot of things going on in the world of security over the last few days, especially with Russia announcing that they're recruiting 300,000 troops, additional troops for the war with the Ukraine, letting you know this is going to be a prolonged conflict. And also part of that recruitment, by the way, from the stuff I was doing research on this morning, cyber. So Russia's increasing its cyber capabilities even within its own ranks. So it's going to be something. So let's get right into this morning's show. Before we do that, I don't have my espresso. I'm sorry. I know I should. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have an espresso machine where I'm at the moment. I will real soon. But until then, coffee cup cheers, whatever you're drinking, make it yours. Let's get into 2K Games saying that they were that a hack help desk targeted players with malware. So 2K Games has confirmed that its help desk platform was hacked and used to target customers with fake support tickets, phishing malware via embedded links. Earlier today, we became aware that an unauthorized third party illegally accessed the credentials of one of our vendors to the help desk platform that 2K uses to provide support to our customers. They then start the unauthorized party sending communication to certain players containing a malicious link. Please do not open any links or communications you're getting from 2K, what the company said. This kind of is a trend this week, right? If we, over the last several weeks, if we look at Uber, if LastPass, and a slew of others, this has all been through their third parties. Meaning, yeah, we got our house locked down pretty good, but we're doing checkbox stuff within our supply chain, and that's going to be what's going to kill a lot of organizations. You've got to pick up on this signal right here. And you've got to go to your vendor management people. You've got to go to legal, and you've got to really start reworking the way you practice security and the standards you're holding companies to. This was a malicious email that pushed the Redline Info Stealer malware through Zendesk. And so there you have it. The players would click the link, end up in a malicious site where they would download the malware, and 2K Games joins Rockstar Games, also breach due to a third party over the weekend. So there we got it, folks. VMware is warning of the Chromeloader delivering ransomware and destructive malware. So the VMware Carbon Black team is warning that the Chromeloader malware is now delivering malware such as a zip bomb and the Enigma ransomware to business services and government organizations. Chromeloader was initially observed targeting Windows users in January this year. A Mac OS variant was spotted in March when it was being dropped as an ISO file and could leak users' browser credentials, collect data of their online activities, and display ads by hijacking browser searches. The threat is being distributed as pirated or cracked versions of application or games, typically on social media platform pirating sites, torrents, and bundled with legitimate games and software as a backdoor. Since January, VMware security researchers have observed multiple variants of Chromeloader, with some of the most notable ones including Open Subtitles, Uploader, and FLB Music, which mimic legitimate application over time. So these zip bombs obviously can cause extensive damage, and it's why VMware is putting out this warning. You want to keep your eye out for it. You want to look at these names. You want to block them. You want to make sure that maybe, do you really need to use zip files anymore? Could you have data rooms or data vaults where you share this type of information through and help reduce this threat surface, everyone? So some shout outs. I don't know who these are because I don't have my other screen in front of me, but good morning to all of y'all. Good morning to Finley, Tom, buddy. Good morning. Good morning, David. Iced espresso, dude. Warm espresso is the only thing for me, buddy. Alan, good morning. And it Tom says it's simple. Skilled labor isn't cheap. Cheap labor isn't skilled. Yeah. And when you're outsourcing to reputable firms, a lot of these firms that have been part of these breaches, right? They're reputable firms, but they're just not investing the skills needed for their employees there. CISA and Claroty are highlighting severe vulnerabilities, by the way, in popular power distribution unit product. CISA released a warning about several vulnerabilities found in Dataprobe's iBoot power distribution unit, some of which would allow hackers to exploit devices remotely. Dataprobe, which was founded in 1969, older than most of y'all watching the show, and provides remote site management tools for critical networks like air traffic control and Bitcoin kiosks. PDUs are commonly found in industrial environments, data centers, and elsewhere where power supplies must be in proximity of a rack-mounted equipment. Some PDUs can be accessed and managed remotely, putting them within arm's length of disrupting critical services by cutting off electric power to the device and subsequently anything plugged into it. The iBoot PDU technology is also provided to original equipment manufacturers to assist them in deploying remote power management within their product. Claroty discovered 7 vulnerabilities in the product, and CISA said 2 of the bugs have a CVSS score of 9 or 0.8, CVE 2022-3183, CVE 2022-3184. The rest have a score ranging from 5.3 to 8.6. Well, I said that several of the bugs have been patched in a recent update, and other were resolved with proper customer configuration and disabling of features not required. Love that. So if the feature is not required, why is it there to begin with? The vulnerabilities themselves could be significant, and Claroty researchers Uri Katz, credited by CISA with discovering the bug, said in an interview that his team was able to expose all iBoot PDU devices, even if they are behind the firewall, by finding the vulnerability in the cloud platform. Let that sink there for just a moment. So updates are there, some vulnerabilities. CISA continues to look at the power grid and try to secure it. Finally, 2 more stories here for us before we wrap up today's show. U.S. adds 2 more Chinese telecom firms to the national security threat list, and about time. The FCC has added Pacific Network Corp along with its subsidiary Comnet in China Unicom Operations Limited to the list of communication equipment and services that have been deemed a threat to national security. Anything you buy in communication from China is a national security threat. There's nothing in China, not one company in China that's not in bed with the Chinese Communist Party. Not one. Doesn't exist. They got to own like 40% or 45% of the company to begin with. The laws there enable the government to take over companies at a whim. The Public Safety and Homeland Security Bureau further noted that the equipment and services from Comnet and China Unicorn could present an opportunity to the Chinese government to carry out espionage operations and gather intelligence against the U.S. So now that they've been added to this list, their devices can't be used. Obviously, Huawei, ZTE, Hydra, Hangzhou, Hikvision Digital Technology Company, and Dahua Technology are all part of that list. Letting y'all know, time to rebuild communication manufacturing in the U.S. or in allied countries. So there's that piece. And finally, Russian cyberspies are targeting Ukraine. They're posing as telecom providers. A Russian cyber espionage group tracked as UAC 0113s using dynamic DNS domains masquerading as telecom providers. An ongoing attack targeting entities within the Ukraine. The newly identified staging infrastructure overlaps with tactics, techniques, and procedures previously attributed to the group and shows that the threat actor continues its attacks on Ukrainian targets, likely in support of the Russian military action in the Ukraine, and with Putin's announcement of 300,000 additional soldiers being brought in for the war, with a potential draft or 18 to 25-year-olds being recruited to go fight this war. This is only just the very beginning. This war is going to intensify heading into the winter. A lot of people thought this war would end coming into the winter. Russia does its best war fighting in the winter. Their best war fighting is in the winter. Historically, any war Russia's been a part of, even when they were trying to invade Afghanistan, they had their best time in the winter. Their military was able to beat the enemy in the winter. It's the summers that caught them off guard. It's the summers where they always lost a little bit of momentum. Russians don't do well with heat. And as such, here we go. This is only going to intensify, and it's going to intensify in the cybersecurity realm as well. Doc Crystal RAT, Collabri, and Warzone RAT are commodity malware families that can be purchased, and now they're being used by the Russians here. If you're looking at a lot of the domains that were recently associated with them, they're all attributed to similar names as the ones in the Ukraine as Russia continues its attack there. By the way, good morning to Spencer. Thanks for being here, buddy. Really appreciate it, folks. That's it for our show today. We'll be back with a whole lot more tomorrow as we wrap up this week. Monday and Tuesday next week, Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. I won't be doing a show, so we'll be back Wednesday of next week. for a show, but I just wanted to give you all a heads up. Monday and Tuesday, I'll be playing some old CISO Talk episodes that you guys could definitely enjoy and watch. That's it for our show today. Light went out here because it's timed and I haven't moved. So thank you all for tuning in, and that's the beauty of a live show. It's unexpected. Stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.